Hi friends, welcome back to Have a Good Day or Else. Sorry if I'm like a little bit somber during this episode. I just had some weird news that's like messing with my brain. I'm just a very sensitive little girly with BPD, you know? I would just like to apologise for some of my episodes being a little bit all over the place. I think it's just because that's where my brain is at right now, and like my mind and my life is all a bit chaotic, but you know, I actually did write bullet points for this episode, so hopefully we won't trail off too much, because I listened to the last pod and I sound a little bit insane. Like, I just talk about such boring... At one point, I'm talking about my phone bill for like a good 5 minutes, and that was so unnecessary, so apologies for that one. Anyway, hi guys. I'm filming this on Monday the 11th of November, which means, yes, it's live. I'm not live. I'm filming it, editing it, and uploading it all in the space of like 2-3 hours, you know? I'm a last minute girly, we all know. Happy 11/11, everyone, make a wish. I'm just really exhausted because it's been like an insane weekend. It's Monday, so the weekend just finished. Although, it's funny because I was tucked up in bed on Saturday by like 11 p.m. So it's not like I was out the whole weekend. I just had a very large Friday. It was a funky Friday, guys. And I told you guys in the last episode that I would go outside into the world and I would live my life, and I would come back to you with lots of fun, silly little stories. And boy, oh boy, it's been a mess this week, guys. And this is so bad. The last episode, I was like frantically doing it. I uploaded the last episode onto YouTube and Spotify and Apple and everything. And I was just so busy and caught up in life that I didn't sit down and listen to the uploaded version until 2 days later. So I went for a walk in Portobello. I just put my headphones in and was like, I should probably listen to that. I uploaded the unedited version onto the internet. The unedited versions are not cute because there are so many pauses. There's parts where I'm just silent. I'm just holding the mic and I'm just looking around the room and I'm in silence, just like in a world of my own. And then there's so many parts where I'm like coughing up phlegm. I'm literally like trying to get the phlegm out the back of my throat. I put that on the internet and I left it up there for 2 days. So unnecessary. And I was in Portobello and I was listening to it in my headphones, and I started running home. I was like, what have I done? Started like jogging home to try and get it off the internet and re-upload it. So if you're wondering, that's why it says it's been uploaded on like a Wednesday or something. This is so dumb because I don't know how much you've been following along, but you know Batman, that guy that I went on a couple dates with, like, he doesn't have socials. He had no need to know that I have a podcast and I yap about my life on it and going on dates and stuff. Like, there was no reason for him to know that. And I was just like, yeah, I've got a podcast. Spoke about you on it. What was that? Like, Fuzz, you could have just not said anything. God. But like, I just love a word vomit. I just love it. Like, I'll be sitting with someone, if there's any silence for like 2 seconds, I'll just tell the most embarrassing story that's ever happened to me in my life for no good reason. But yeah, guys, we do have Batman news. And do you think it's so fun that in Girl World, like, we all have code names for all the different guys that we've been on a date with? Like, it's so fun because if I say a guy's name, my girls will be like, which one? And then I'll say like, oh, Vietnam or Batman. And they'll be like, oh, right, yeah, okay, fair. Wonderful, isn't it? I love girlhood. So we planned like a third date. I don't even know if you call it a date, like just a hangout for Friday, the Friday that just went. And it was going to be like bowling or whatever. We're like, let's do an activity. And it's not just me. Some of me and the girls have this thing where we love to make a date, meet our friends and come and hang out with us and just see how far we can take it with them. I think it's so fun to see like a guy in the environment just surrounded by loads of girls yapping away, and like we're making inside jokes like that he's not going to get, and we're just taking the piss out of everything, and they're just always sat there awkwardly like giggling along. But I think that's a good way to tell if they're gonna merge well into your life, you know? The last first date that I went on, I introduced him to Millie and Edie, like on that night. I was like, you'll never guess what, my friends just happened to be in a pub around the corner. We should totally go and join them for a drink. Anyway, I was spending Friday, like daytime with the girlies before I went on my date in the evening. And I told Batman all this. I was like, oh, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be doing this. And I said, like, I'm going to be at the pub with the girls. If you want, like, bring a mate, come join us at the pub, and we can have a drink before we go bowling. You know? Very cute. And he ended up being like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, but, like, if the girls want to bowl too, like, let me know, and, like, we'll all go. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, I turned to the girls and I was like, we're going fucking bowling, lads. Like, but how nice is that? Imagine the other way around. Like, I was going on a date with a guy and he was like, oh, I'm just at the pub with my mates. And it was just me alone. Like, I didn't have any of my girls with me. And I was like, hey, just bring your guys. And it's just me and 3 guys. I would just panic. Pure panic. Anxiety attack. Easy. So, essentially the girls crashed our date, but in, like, the best possible way. Like, it was the greatest, you know? We went to All Star Lanes, you know, where it's like a bar and you can get food and stuff, like, great bowling place. And I think we should not normalize, bowling is normal, but I'm saying we should do it more, just in general. Like, I went and I was like, this is fucking fantastic, lads. We need to do this every week. Maybe I should start a bowling team. That'd be cool, and then we can get shirts made. You know, it's sad because I usually have this shirt that I always wear when I bowl. Like, it's like it's not a bowling shirt, but it looks like a bowling shirt. It's really cute. It's like vintage hysteric glamour, you know? I don't wear it anymore because I got blood on it. The last time I went bowling in it, I stupidly had on these really long acrylics, which is weird for me because I never have acrylics. So I don't know what went down through that part of my life. I must have been going through something, you know? Anyway, I had my fingers in the ball, obviously, and I went to bowl and my nail snapped off halfway across my finger, and the ball went down the lane and I pulled my hand back, and there was just blood gushing, and I was like, that's a little bit disgusting. And I had to go to the bowling staff, and I was like, I'm really sorry, do you have a first aid kit? I've ripped my nail off. Like, it's so embarrassing. I did get a strike in the end, so it's not a big deal. And I got a strike on Friday too. Yeah, I know. Impressive. I have this thing where I'll be bowling at the start, I'm not very good, and then the more alcohol I drink, I get so much more confident, and I just get better and better. Like, we did a couple rounds. First round, that was alright. Second round, fantastic. I was, I think, 2 points away from winning. Fuming about that, by the way. But I was up against a guy, and God, men are so superior. It was so funny watching a man bowl, because, okay, first of all, it's hot when they're, like, good at something. So Batman was, like, bowling, and it was great, and it was hot, and it was fun, but when he, like, rolled the ball down the lane, like, it was so silent, like, the dropping of the ball onto the lane. And I know that sounds stupid because it's like, why wouldn't it be? But when me and the girls went, we were, like, throwing the ball up in the air, and it was coming back down and making the loudest noise ever. I'm not exactly a professional yet. Wait till I start my bowling league, lads. So anyway, today I woke up in, like, East London, because me and the girlies had, like, a sleepover at Anna's parents' house, and they made us roast, because yesterday was Sunday, so we had a roast with so much gravy. That's, like, my thing. I always get so nervous that when I go for a roast, people are not going to bring enough gravy to the table. You know when you go to a restaurant or, like, a pub for a roast, and they come and they bring you, like, a little pot of gravy each, and then every 5 minutes I've got to be like, hey, can I have another pot of gravy, please? Finish it. Hey, can I get another one, please? Oh, just 2 more, please. Like, embarrassing. But that's one of the reasons that I adore Blacklock, which I know is cliche. It's such a good roast spot, but unfortunately you have to book, like, 2 months in advance, because they have so many locations in London actually now. But I go on OpenTable, the little booking app, and there isn't an availability for, like, 2 months on a Sunday at Blacklock at any of the locations. Sometimes I'll just book it like 2 months in advance and then hope when the time comes I'll be able to grab a friend and be like, please come for a roast with me, and I'll be available, you know. But that's the thing that I love about Blacklock. They put a gravy boat on your table, and then whenever it runs out, your gravy, like, they come and they top it up like instantly. Genius. Fantastic. Anyway, me and the girlies, we all wore like, you know, like a long sleeve jammy set, like full pajamas. Like, we were all wearing them, and that's when you know it's like a proper sleepover. And it's so funny because we made like a list of things we were going to do. We were like, oh, what movie should we watch? Ooh, let's do face masks. I made a list on my phone of which TikToks we were going to make together. Do you think we did any of those things? No. We sat on one couch each. There were 3 couches and we all sat, and then we were all facing each other, lay on our sides and watched TikToks together and just sent them back and forth to each other as if we're not in the same room. We just yap 24/7. We can't get anything done because all we ever do is just talk. I mean, it's fantastic. And don't you think it's great when that, like, you hang out with those people that you, like, don't run out of anything to say to them? I kind of am a little bit concerned that my brain is rotting somewhat because there are so many things recently that I have been saying. I've been basically talking and saying things and they're like out loud typos. Like, wait, I wrote down something I said because I was like, what is wrong with me? I said, oh, everyone glass their grab of wine. I was like, wait, what? How is my brain doing that? Like, I have to read that really well to be able to say that out loud. And all my things, I mix up all my verbs, I mix up all my nouns. I don't know what is going on recently, but I can't say a sentence without fucking something up. It's mainly when I'm with the girls. It's like when we get together, we all just shut off our brains. Honestly, like, together we are literal brain rot. You know what I think it is? It's that we get so excited to talk. Like, you just want to say everything all at once that our brains can't catch up quick enough. And so we're just letting words fly out randomly and hoping that the other person understands. Thank golly we spend enough time together that we're like, okay, don't worry, I got you. Like, I don't have to say a full sentence anymore. I just say like 2 words and like, yeah, I get it. Oh, love my girlies. Oh, and I know I've spoken about it before, but guys, Winter Wonderland opens in like 2 weeks. How fun is that? I really want to go, and I want a man to win me one of those stupidly oversized teddy bears. But the thing is, I don't want it in my room. Like, no offense to the bear or anything. I just, if you're a visual listener, you can see right now, I do not have the space in my life right now for a ridiculously oversized teddy bear. But I want a man to win me one. Like, it's just hot. Imagine he walks over, hands over the cash, and he just like shoots like 10 baskets, and he's like, pick which one you want, babe. Like, winner. You know, I went to one of those fun fair things a while ago, and I was on a date with this guy, and he tried so hard. It was the one where you've got to throw a ring and it's got to like land over something perfectly, and he just could not do it for the life of him. It was so embarrassing. Like, maybe 10 minutes went by and I was like, oh babe, maybe we should just stop, like, cut our losses, mate. The guy working there started to feel sorry for him, started bringing the stick closer and closer to him so that he had a better chance. He literally picked it up at one point and put it maybe 10 centimeters in front of him, and the guy still couldn't get the ring over it. So yeah, that was a little bit icky. And then in the end, the guy working there was like, you know what, just take it, and took a teddy off the rack and was like, here. And it was a huge teddy, so I guess it's kind of happened for me, but not in the way that I wanted it to. I've just been overly anxious recently, and I don't really know what it is, because usually when I get anxiety, I'll sit down and think, oh, maybe it was this, like you received that text or you got that email and it's like sparked something in you, or you saw something and it's like triggered a little bit of anxiety. And I always figure out the source and understand where it's coming from so that I can work through it. But recently I don't know what it is. I can't figure out what's driving me insane. Although I know I said this before, but guys, I don't feel like I want to be on my meds at the moment. I take my anti-anxieties because when I feel it, I actually need help. I think I need to get back on my grounding techniques. You know, when people do all those different things to stop your anxiety from taking over your body. I've got like a whole list of them in my journal somewhere, but my room's a little bit of a mess. Let's not talk about it. If anybody has any tips, like some good grounding techniques that you can do when you're like out and about, let me know. Your girl could use them. I do use the breathing one. I don't even know if this is an actual one, but it works for me. It's where you take like a really big deep breath, like, and then you hold it. So you're like, and then don't let it out. You hold it for maybe like 5 seconds, and then you let it out really, really slowly. And I do that every now and then when I can feel my anxiety start to spike. You know who told me that? It was when I was younger and I was in Maddox, the club, and I started speaking to this guy who we kept seeing each other there every week because I'm unfortunately a club rat every now and then. And so we just started yapping, and he told me he was a doctor, blah blah, and he was like, you should try this, and it works every time for me. Like if I'm on the tube and I can feel my anxiety start to spark, I don't know, I do that and it genuinely helps. So shout out to that random doctor guy. You know, I don't even know why I'm putting this on the internet. You know what, I'll say it, and when I'm editing I'll choose if I'm going to leave it in. Fuck it, we all know I'm going to leave it in, lads. Like, I leave everything and it's so stupid. I realised something. Next year will mark the year that will mark 10 years that I have been a club rat. Is that not gross? There is something wrong with me. Like, you are kidding right now. I think that I should get some sort of reward, like a chip, or at least, and like celebrate the fact that I have been running around stupid Mayfair clubs for 10 years. Is that not insane? And you know what? It's because I went on my 18th birthday. Actually, I wasn't even, I was, okay, sorry. Come on, brain. Okay, basically, I always go out the night before my birthday so that I'm out whenever it turns midnight. So I planned this big club dinner and partying thing in one of the Mayfair clubs when I was turning 18. So obviously when I turned up to the door, I was still 17 because it hadn't hit midnight yet. And we explained to the bouncers and everyone who worked there, and they were like, oh, fuck it, go on, let her in then. So I got to turn 18 in the club, which was super nice. Thanks, guys. It was really cute of you. And we had this like big dinner. It was really nice. I remember eating the salmon and thinking, wow, this is so yummy. Anyway, I go down to the club and I get off my rocker, which is fair enough because it was literally my 18th birthday. Like, what do you want from me? And I remember ending the night sitting outside the club doors, like on a little stoop, maybe a meter away from the entrance. I was sitting with my mini dress like up around my waist because it kept riding up, because I had to move my legs out the way while I leaned over and vomited up all the food that we had just eaten. And I used to have this thing when I was younger. This is so bad. Like, I was known for it. Not very good at chewing my food. Like, I didn't used to chew very well. So everything that came up whenever I vomited was like the whole meal. Not like the whole fillet of salmon, obviously, but it was like chunks of salmon that hadn't been chewed. And my friends were like, what is going on? Like, what the hell? Like, I remember one carnival, we ate loads of noodles before going out. We were like, guys, don't forget to line your stomach before we get really drunk out on the streets. I needed to vomit, and yes, I threw up all the noodles. They weren't chewed, they weren't even broken. I was throwing them up and they were coming out long, attached, like all together. Does that make sense? Like, it looked like somebody had just dropped a bowl of noodles. It did not look like at all that I had vomited them all up. What was I doing? Just putting them in my mouth and like not using my teeth and just swallowing them whole. What's going on? Fuck. You know what? I need to have more of a filter as to what I put on here, because it's just getting stupid. Like, I'm just telling you everything embarrassing that I do with my life. That's a lie, because I actually have so many more things I could tell you, but I don't think that's a good idea. I have the most embarrassing story that happened to me recently. I'm going to save it. Like I said, maybe I'll do a pod like next week of like all the embarrassing things that have happened to me in my life. I just said I need a filter and I'm literally talking about doing a whole ep on it now. Right, what were we saying? Noodles, vomiting, carnival, the usual. Guys, I really miss carnival. I was saying the other day, like we were going around a circle and saying, what are your 3 top highlights of the year so far? And carnival was definitely in my top 3. So was my Vietnam trip. And I didn't actually get to say my 3rd, which is a shame, but I'll tell you guys, it was becoming closer with my friends. Like, getting closer with the girlies, you know? Guys, I'm really proud of myself for doing a sleepover last night with the girlies, and I know you're thinking, what are you on about? Huh? Like, why would you be proud of going to a sleepover? I just have this thing where I'm really bad at sleepovers. I get really, really nervous sleeping in a bed with someone, or like even in the same room as somebody else. It just makes me uncomfortable. Like, I've been on brand trips before where they've like put me in a room with someone else and I was like, yeah, it's fine, I can do it. And then I wait till the person falls asleep and then I go and sneak off and find somewhere else to sleep. Like, I slept in the living room and slept on the couch. I hope they weren't offended. It was nothing to do with them. It's just me. I get so anxious. I really, really like my own space. And I love my alone time. Like, especially at nighttime when I'm about to go to sleep. I just want to be at peace. Wait, I think that's a lie. Because I will literally be on FaceTime to all my girls until I fall asleep if I'm not with them. So, I don't know what it is. Like, and then, you know, when you're staying with someone and you can't sleep or something, or let's say you wake up early or you need to get up and use the toilet, you've got to be really silent. And for some reason, everything is so loud when the person next to you is asleep. Like, just even rustling the duvet, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna wake them up. Like, I'm just a real nervous Nelly. Like, I really don't do sleepovers at all. Another thing, I don't like sleeping in the dark. Like, when it's pitch black, whew, terrifying. And I need to have friends playing when I go to sleep. It doesn't have to be Friends. It can be like New Girl or Seinfeld, or there's a list of shows that is allowed to be on for bedtime. And thank gosh the girlies are like this too. Like the sleepover I just came from, we put Friends on to go to sleep, which is really nice. And it's so funny because sometimes if Friends stops playing, you know, on Netflix where it's like, hey, are you still there? Are you still watching? Sometimes one of us will wake up and be like, huh? God, it stopped. And we'll like click play because we need something on. I can't sleep without background noise. Terrifies me. Also, you guys, Thanksgiving is coming up. Me and some of the girls are thinking of doing a Friendsgiving. Not thinking of, we are doing it. We're going to do a Friendsgiving. It's going to be so fun and cute. So we have decided, well, they told me the plan. They decided, and I just got the text, and I was like, woohoo. Don't know why I just woohooed. And we'll have to bring a date. So it's going to be all me and the girls, and then we all pick a guy that's like kind of in our life, and we say, hey, want to be my date to Friendsgiving? And then, yeah, it's going to be so funny and awkward for the guy. Like, imagine he just walks in, the only person he knows is the person he's dating, and the rest is just a bunch of wild girls who all know each other and have like a million inside jokes, you know? And then a bunch of random guys. But you know what? I think guys are so good at just getting on with each other. They'll have a beer and talk about the bloody football and suddenly they're best friends. Good for them. Proud of them. And yes, I have chosen to ask Batman if he would like to attend with me. But it's still a little bit far away, so I don't know. I just think it's going to be so fun and awkward. And I want to take like a million coupley pics of each person just to make it a bit more awkward. I'll be like, come on, it's photograph time, guys, and do like a little setup. Maybe should I bring my ring light and everything? Should I bring props? Should I set up a photo booth? Maybe I can make a TikTok about it or something. That'll be fun. And post all the pickies of like the girls with their dates, and then put like an emoji over each guy's face, you know? So, anonymity. Is that the word? Anonymity. They're gonna be anonymous. I need to be using stupid words that I don't actually know. I love when people are down for taking a million photos and videos at the function. Like, I think one of the best parts of a night out, it's not even part of the night out, it's literally the morning, is when you wake up and you go through your camera roll and we all go through each other's and like airdrop everything back and forth, and we just look at all the insane pictures we have of what's gone down. So many fun, cute videos. There were so many from Friday night. On Saturday we had to do the biggest like group chat airdrop. We were still doing it today. Like, it's literally Monday and we were still showing each other photos from Friday, being like, have you seen this? This is so funny. There were some cute videos. And the girls were being really good because they got some fun and cute content of me with my date. Batman date. Like, like I was looking at them and I was like, that's so cute. Thanks, guys. And like, I love looking back like a year later, like, what was I doing on this day a year ago? And it's just a fantastic amount of things going on. It's that I saw this on TikTok. It's like kind of like a meme, I guess. It just says, January me would never believe November me. And that is just so true. Are you kidding? If I went back and told January me like even 3 things that have happened this year, she would punch me in the face and tell me to shut up and stop pranking her, you know? Guys, I love life. Sorry, you'd think I'm high or something. Guys, I'm high on life. I just think things have been really fun recently and I'm just really enjoying things. Okay. Oh, one of the things that is not cute about life is that in, I think, like 9 days, Zayn is performing, like his tour starts in the UK, and I do not get to attend. Are you kidding? I really thought when he came out of like hiding, basically, I was going to be there. And you know what's so annoying is that he's playing in Hammersmith. That's so near. Like, I could freaking walk. I don't know, I wouldn't walk there. I could lime there. I could lime bike there. He's playing nearby and I don't get to go. And also, it's the venue where I first ever watched One Direction in concert. Like, it would have been amazing to go back there and do that. I remember that so clearly. Like, it was an incredible day. God, I was such a silly little fangirl when I was a kid. And I remember because we got to me and my friend, we were going in alone. I think we must have been like, I'm gonna guess 14, 15. I don't remember. But we get there and they're checking tickets, obviously, when you walk in. And we're like, wait a minute. We left the tickets at home. We had to bloody go back, come back, and then be like, please let us in still. And thank God they did. One of the greatest nights of my life. Have you seen all those TikToks about, like, those girls saying that when they went to One Direction's concerts when they were, like, 11 or 12, and they shaved everywhere just in case one of the boys, like, spotted them in the crowd and was like, I want you, and, like, takes them backstage or something? Like, I have not had a unique experience. Everything is the same. Actually, no. The other day, I was sitting at the pub with the girlies, and I said something. I was like, oh, you know when this happens? And they all went, no. And I was left sitting there, thinking I was a freaking freak, because I said that, you know when you go to the beach, sometimes you get sand in your mouth? Not like I'm eating the sand. I think it's like in the wind and it blows, and you get it in the back of your teeth. And sometimes when you're venturing home, no idea why I just said venturing home, when you're going home, you like put your teeth together, you like grind them, and you can feel a little bit of sand in your teeth, like when you're going home and it feels like you've just eaten sand. That's what I said. And they were like, what are you talking about? And then they were making jokes about like, oh, next time we go to the beach, Fuzz is just gonna be sat eating up all the sand. I was like, guys, no. That made me feel like a freak, you guys. Anyway, yeah, miserable that I don't get to go and see Vane. Miserable that I don't get to go and see Zayn. Very upsetting, but yeah, I really miss concerts. I think concerts are so freaking fun. I feel alive. I get like an adrenaline rush when I'm at a concert. I went to Taylor earlier this year because Anna took me, and I was so grateful because one of my favourite songs came on, and I was like, I cannot believe that I'm watching her live. Like, you're joking that I get to this. This is my life. And so I just started crying and I hugged Anna and was like, thank you so much for taking me. Like, absolute mess. But no, incredible. Like, when she came out, I was like, no way she's real. Like, that's a real person. I've only just ever thought she existed on the internet. I can't believe I'm staring at her. And we had such amazing, not seats, like tickets, because we were standing, so we were really close to her. Fantastic. Highly recommend going to a Taylor Swift show, you guys. But yeah. Wait, this is so crazy. This really cheered me up, because remember when I started this pod, I was like, guys, I'm really sorry if I sound really somber. I just heard some weird news and I'm really sad. And now I'm all perked up, ready for it. Guys, let's go out. It's a Monday. Come on. No, don't go out. Get into bed. Put my podcast on, please, and sit and listen or watch me. And it'd be super nice if you click that little like button or something, or left a comment. Wait, hang on, guys. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. Leave a comment or something. They make me really happy. And like in the last podcast, I got a couple comments and stuff on the podcast, and I had to delete it because I obviously uploaded the unedited version, so I lost the comments with it as well. But no, it makes me really happy. Like as soon as I upload a pod, I put on my YouTube notifications and I just sit and wait to see if anybody comments. I need to get a life. No, I've been thinking my life has been so fun recently. I've been such a jolly little girl, and so many funny things have been happening. Some bad things as well, or maybe like funny plot things, not necessarily good, but things that make me and the girls laugh. Like I love writing in the group chat and being like, oh, guys, you'll never guess what happened today. So, and there's been a lot of that recently. So, and I was thinking my birthday is coming up kind of soon, like it's still next year, like we're still in 2024. I freaking made it. Are you kidding, you guys? Sorry, I'm getting overly excited. I'm still alive, and I'm gonna make it to another birthday. How fun is that? Because every birthday I'm like, no freaking way, I'm still here. I really thought I would have offed myself by now, but here I am sticking it out, guys. So yeah. And thank golly that I did stay, because things have been really cute and fun. So yeah. And I think I'm going to leave the pod here today, because I'm really happy. And yeah, I'm really grateful if you guys sat and watched or listened. Thank you. And hopefully see you next week if you want. You don't have to, but you know. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I love you. Have a good day or else. Bye.